everyone, and welcome to the very first Next Level Live event. This is a new format where we bring the community closer to the development process, sharing confirmed updates, real decisions, and the direction of the projects we're building, all in a clear and structured way. Today's session is a special one. Instead of focusing on a feature or an update drop, we're doing something more direct, a full interview with the creator behind the Vira Cinematic Universe and the founder of SandboxPit Studios. Thank you all for being here with us for this first Next Level Live session, and let's get started. Alright, let's start at the roots here. Every project begins somewhere. What really sparked the idea for this game in the first place?
Oh, that's actually a great one to start with. Honestly, the inspiration came from a mix of places. Some games like Poppy Playtime, and also the movie As Above, So Below. Early on, the plan was for the game to be fully dark and heavily horror-driven, but as development went on, we decided to move away from going all in on horror. Some horror elements are still there, just more controlled and purposeful now.
Now, this one actually confused a lot of people, and I've seen the questions everywhere. How can both Vira games be cancelled but still officially exist inside the cinematic universe?
Yeah, that's something people ask a lot. Recently, I announced I was burned out working on the projects themselves, but not burned out on the story. That's the key difference. Development stopped, but the narrative did not. So even though the games will not release as originally planned, the events are still canon in the universe.
I know you probably can't reveal too much yet, but people are already curious. What can you say about Phase 2 of the Vira Cinematic Universe?
I wish I could say more, but Phase 2 is still very early and mostly in the idea stage right now. What I can say is it will not be a direct continuation of Vira. However, the first Phase 2 title will still connect back to Vira in some way.
Out of everything you've designed so far, including systems, mechanics, and story concepts, which feature makes you step back and say, yeah, that one was worth it?
Probably the separate dimension concept, the idea that the player is trapped somewhere alongside other NPCs instead of being completely alone. There is a lot of story weight tied into that system. I cannot go too deep into it yet, but it expands over time through updates.
Every project has those moments where something almost gets thrown out or actually does. What features were on the chopping block during development?
There were a few close calls. The alternate dimension idea almost got removed because we thought it might overload the lore, but after reworking it, it became much stronger. Something that did get cut was the item sack storage system. It did not feel right for the gameplay flow at the time, but we might revisit it later. There was also a lore change where Layla was originally supposed to die in the missile event, but that direction was scrapped and we chose a different path for her story.
Okay, I like this one. Give us something behind the scenes. What's an interesting fact you've never shared publicly before?
There is a certain entity that another because of what happened. That is all I can safely say right now.
When things got difficult, and I'm sure they did, what ended up being the most difficult part to build or figure out?
The hardest part was not just a mechanic, it was the progression and the journey to even reach this level of development. Learning enough to design a solid game concept took a long time. Getting here was harder than building any single system.
Be honest with me here. Did any, oh no, that's broken, moments turn into, wait, that's actually kinda good?
Yes, there was a bug that nearly made the game unplayable, but it sparked a mechanic idea. Parts of that behavior were kept and turned into intentional design.
From a story standpoint, are you working from a locked master plan, or is the narrative still growing and changing as you develop?
It is still evolving and not fully locked yet. We are taking our time because rushing the story would hurt immersion and weaken the impact.
One thing people always ask about creators in mysterious projects is this: why choose to stay anonymous instead of being the public face?
I want the work judged without personality bias. No face, no persona, just the project. It also keeps the mystery around the universe intact.
I have to ask about the studio name. Is there a deeper meaning behind it, or did it come from somewhere unexpected?
Honestly, there is no deep origin story. We liked how it sounded and decided to stick with it.
If you had total control over the setup, would you rather build something like this completely solo or alongside a full team?
The core vision and planning should stay solo, so the direction stays consistent. But actually building and assembling everything works best with a team.
Looking beyond just this project, what's the bigger picture for you long term?
To build something recognized and supported worldwide, and to be known as one of the strongest developers on Roblox, and eventually expand beyond the platform.
Before this current community, were there earlier servers or project spaces that helped shape where you are now?
Yes, earlier communities were built around past projects. 2 were called Fears to Roblox and Project Verse. They were rebrands of the same server over time, but I stepped away due to lack of support and help.
And I want to end on something fun. Tell me a behind-the-scenes fact about one of your voice actors that people would not expect.
One thing I want to share is that my voice actors as a whole have shown a lot of patience across multiple projects. Several of them recorded full lines and character work even when plans later changed or projects did not release. One actor even voiced a character named Felix for a project that never launched. Others have taken roles with limited context and still delivered strong performances. That level of trust and flexibility really matters. I appreciate every one of them for the time and effort they put in, even when the outcome was uncertain.
All right, that wraps things up for today. Thanks to everyone who took the time to watch and listen through this interview. We appreciate the support and the questions that made this session possible. There is more ahead, and we are looking forward to sharing it with you soon. Until then, take care, and we'll see you next time on Next Level Live.